is Tracy, and welcome to the Woman Within You podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. I have a special guest with me today.
Yes.
Her name is Shontel, and we are here to spice it up. The topic today is spice it up, sis. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I am super nervous about this conversation today. I don't know what spice it up means. I might be the prudest of them all. I'm clutching my pearls already.
Don't be. It's painless.
It's painless?
It's painless.
So tell us a little bit about Spice It Up, sis. How did you come up with the idea? Where do you see yourself going with it? How can we use you?
Okay, Spice It Up, sis, come from, well, first of all, I've been a sex toy consultant for over 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, in and out the business because I've always done it by myself. So it always became overwhelming every weekend, 2 parties a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it became a lot. So after I end up hurting myself, I couldn't do it by myself.
Okay.
So I just stopped with that. But I've always talked about sex, love, and relationships. I've been a hairstylist for over 26 years, and I always find myself in these conversations with my clients, with my customers. We have relationship conversations. We talk about sex. We talk about love. We have these conversations about everything. And a lot of my clients, my word means something to them.
Right. It's authentic.
It's authentic because they've been there through a lot of things that I've been through in my life. When it comes to the love and relationship, they've seen my ups and downs because most of my clients are of 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they've seen my ups and downs and me going through it and coming out, maybe going back through and coming out. But that's why I feel that I can speak on these subjects because you don't need a degree to talk about these things. These are things that are of experience, of you going through the trials and tribulations of love, sex, and relationships. So I decided to do this. I was thinking about it for a couple of years, and I'm like, okay, with my business of the sex toys consulting, I used to do romantic rooms also.
Romantic rooms?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Decorating. Decorating romantic rooms for people. So I was like, okay, how can I bring all these things together under one umbrella? So I was like, the sex toys. And then I see a lot of people have been doing a lot of the coaching and talking and stuff. And I love talking about, it. So I was like, okay, maybe I can,
make a business out of it, right?
Business out of it and put all of it under one umbrella and just kind of work it that way. So that's kind of where it comes from. I just have a knack in love. I love love, love sex. And I love having conversations with helping women, trying to better themselves, better their relationships. I love trying to help people keep their relationships together and knowing, and sharing with women that you don't have to have sex or have a man in your life to be validated as a woman.
Ooh, that's an interesting point. So, Shontel, I was reading an article actually by Medical Daily, and it was talking about statistics on married couples and how often they have sex. And I was a little shocked at the statistics, but actually I wasn't shocked. And so 34% of married couples have sex 2 to 3 times per week. 45% of married couples have sex 3 times per month. And 13% of couples have sex a few times per year.
Yes.
So I think that the misconception sometimes, especially when you're single or even in your younger days when you want to be married, you think that all you're doing is having sex, right?
Right.
But when reality hits, that's just not the case.
That is not the case.
So how do you deal with, or what do you tell your couples who say that they cannot find time to be intimate?
I say, number one, you have to make time. You have to find time somewhere. I mean, because unfortunately, sex is a huge part of a relationship. I think some people make it a bigger part than it should be because sex is more than just the act. It's the feeling, it's the emotion, it's the foreplay of it all. So people don't understand. They think that sex is what's keeping them, can keep the relationship together, but it can't.
Right.
You need more than just the physical act. So take the time, find time, even if it's sometimes just a quickie. Because it's very important. And it's important because that's what everybody's mindset.
Right.
If the sex is not right or the sex ain't good, the relationship ain't good. But you have to get to know your partner. You have to love your partner without the sex, because anything can happen to an individual.
Right.
Are you still going to be there for that individual? Do you love them that much or enough to stay there when they can't perform the act?
Right. Yeah. I feel like sometimes people think that it is all about the sex. And I know, and I'm going to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when you are not sexually satisfied? So let's just say you have a relationship, I'm going to say a marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and you are not sexually satisfied. It doesn't do it for you. There's nothing you can do. Is there anything you can do to spice it up? Do you have that conversation? Like, that's awkward.
That's a good question. And you do have that conversation. You have that conversation when you start feeling that you're not being satisfied, because there's a lot of things that you can do to spice it up, spice your relationship up. There's a lot of things you can do to enhance your relationship, but both people have to be open to the ideas of, or even learning other things that you can do. Because some people be like, oh, I ain't nothing wrong with me, how I have sex, and I'm good. But really, your partner may not be good. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to spice up your relationship. You just got to be open to learning.
It's interesting. I think sometimes it might be a male ego thing. If it happens to be the male, it's like, what you saying? Why would you say that? What do you mean?
Most definitely. I have a lot of people, when I used to do the parties, you get a lot of women saying, oh, I got to hide this. I can't bring this in the house, or he can't see this because he'll throw it away. He'll get upset. He'll ask why, who you been dealing with, where you learned this from, they have all these questions, but it's insecurity within them.
Interesting.
Bring it in. I'm gonna say sex toys for instance. Bringing those items are in is just to enhance your relationship. It don't have to be a penetrating item. It could be just a vibrating item that both you guys can use. So, and it shouldn't be, men are intimidated by toys.
Do you think it's because of insecurity or because they feel like something is wrong? I remember I went to one of those parties before, and I always say I'm the prudish of the prude. I always say that.
Mm-hmm.
I was so embarrassed, but they made it so discreet. It was like if you would look through the catalog, they would sample some items, and then they would bring you into a room, mm-hmm. and you would say what you wanted, and it had a very discreet bag. Yeah. But I remember they were sitting there so awkward and like, I'm not buying any of this. Like, I literally ate the hors d'oeuvres and left.
Mm-hmm. No, you didn't take advantage?
No.
You should have took advantage. I got that a lot. Women come in, I don't need that, I don't want that, whatever the case may be, because they don't know anything about it, or because talking about sex and toys is so taboo.
Yes.
People have always made it a disgusting topic, it's slutty, is all these negative, it have all these negative connotations, but sex toys are great. They are helpful. They, it's something that everybody should get a chance just to experience, because there's so many different ones for different reasons that, shoot. Sex toys are really good for relationships and to be able to take care of yourself. When I would do my parties, my thing was to enhance your relationship or to take care of yourself, so that you don't have to feel, if you don't have a man, you don't feel that you have to have a man to satisfy yourself and to feel like a woman. You can take care of yourself and don't have to worry about the rest of the baggage, or just having somebody, or just laying with somebody just to be satisfied.
Mm-hmm. it's like the concept of friends with benefits. Maybe you don't want that baggage, but maybe this can help. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I guess as for a single, I haven't been single in so long.
Mm-hmm.
But for a single woman, maybe this is the alternative to, promiscuous behavior. I don't know. I'm just, just thoughts in my head.
That's why I say to be able to take care of yourself, and you don't have to be promiscuous, because there are things that you can use to take care of yourself. Most of the time, if you don't have a man, I just want to have an orgasm. Turn over and go to sleep. So whenever I used to have my parties, I had this one toy it was a small bullet. In 60 seconds to 2 minutes, I zap myself, toes curl, and I go to sleep. That was my goal. I just, wanted it for that reason. But, and it prevents you because most of the time we having sex is just for the feeling. You want to have an orgasm, and that's all you're going to do is have an orgasm, go to sleep, or, go on about your business. So I don't care about that. I don't care about having meaningless relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I learned to love myself enough to not give myself to just anybody just for a feeling.
Right.
Or just to have a body there, or just to have somebody there. I love myself enough to know that I deserve better. Me giving myself to someone, I'm worth more than that.
Right.
Just to be given to somebody just for a feeling? No. And that's something that women need to learn. You don't have to be giving yourself to different people just for this feeling, or just to have somebody there. Love yourself enough to know that you deserve better, that you deserve more.
That's interesting. So if I think back to my younger days and when I wasn't married, and you go through your phases or whatever, and I feel like once you have sex, and I have episodes on celibacy and how I decided to become celibate and that kind of stuff, but I feel like once you have sex and you start to enjoy it, because let's be honest, you don't enjoy it at first. Like all that myth, seeing the stars and all that stuff, that is baloney.
Yeah, you see stars, all right.
But once you start to enjoy it, I think you start to crave it. I don't know if that makes sense. And I feel like for me, it has always been a little bit of a battle, because it's like you want to be. I'm not saying I'm religious, because I'm not. I'm not religious.
Mm-hmm.
I am spiritual. I love Christ. Those kind of things. So it's like this battle. It's like this battle that you're facing, where you don't want to be out there just with anybody,
right.
But at the same time, you have this feeling that you want to be loved.
Right. Well, I've been abstinent for 2.5 years now.
Good for you.
Haven't had sex, haven't been touched, haven't been kissed, anything. But this is like my second time going through this for some years. It's because I've, again, learned to love myself, learned my self-worth, and to know I just don't want to be giving myself to just anybody.
Right.
So it's all about the self-love that you have for yourself. I had to go through the process of, I remember saying, "Oh, I need some sex. I love sex. I love talking about it. I end up learning that it's just a mental thing. Sex is mental. Just like when your man don't make you happy and you're upset, that feeling of wanting to have sex with you, or that desire, is not there.
Right.
Because mentally I'm upset with you, which is preventing me from having that desire. But when you have that self-love for yourself, that feeling of self-love for yourself, and knowing your worth and knowing what you want and what you deserve, prevents that sexual desire is no longer there as it used to be.
I think people feel like they can't be celibate or they can't be abstinent because they feel like, how do you do it? What did you do? And you explained it perfectly. You said once you have love for yourself, and the feeling goes away because you love yourself more than just having some meaningless relationship and being hurt. Because say what you want, but women are emotional beings, and we cannot just be going around sleeping with people and just having, relations with people and not have an attachment to them.
Yep. And that's what we as women do. Like I was had a conversation with a couple of women that their concern is if the man don't want to have sex with them, they don't feel that the man like them or don't want to be with them. And my thing is,
that's a backwards mentality, though.
But a lot of women, because that's how they validate themselves as a woman. That's how they validate love. It's because some of them grow up not getting the love. So however they got it, that's their correlation. Sex, they correlate love with sex. Because for them, all their life, they've been searching and searching and searching. And when they felt that feeling, that sex, that overwhelming feeling, that's what they equated as love, because they fell in love when they got that feeling. So now it's like if I'm not having sex, or if the person don't have sex with me, that they don't love me. Or if because he had sex with me, he loved me.
Ooh, listen, honey, we know that ain't true, because men ain't the same as us, and they don't get emotional sometimes, and they don't think with their heart sometimes.
I've heard a woman just say, when I have sex with a man, when I'm with a man, I look at him and see that's my husband.
For every person. Okay, great.
So I was listening to her, and I didn't want to say too much, but I'm saying, how do you have to learn somebody? That's where it goes into taking your time, getting into that sexual relationship with someone, because you'll know if you took the time to learn this individual and to get to know it. You'll never get to know anybody, because people show you what they want to show you. But when you try to learn an individual, learning someone is things that they have done all their life. So that's just like you saying, "Oh, I'm good. I'm good." But because I learned you, and because I've known you for so long, you got this wrinkle in your forehead that you get every time you upset. So you telling me I'm good, but I'm sitting here looking at you with this wrinkle in your forehead, and I'm like, "What's going on? What's wrong?" "Oh, I'm good. No, you're not good. Because I see this crease in your forehead that you get every time you get upset." So learning an individual, that's the most important thing to a relationship. You'll never get to know nobody, because people show you what they want to show you. They show you what they want you to know. But when you learn somebody, then you'll know at the end of the day if this is going to be the person that you're going to run off in the sun with and going to be with you, that want to be with you. Not that you're looking at him saying, "Oh, that's my husband." But you need to know if he want to be with you in that type of way.
That's true. I feel like once you hit a certain age, when you're in your 20s, and some people were in their teens, you're just like out there. But I feel like once you hit a certain age or maturity level, it's like the goal is usually marriage. Like, so if you're a single woman and you're dating, the goal when you meet somebody, you're immediately thinking about, okay, maybe this is someone that I could build with. Maybe this is someone that will want to marry me eventually. So my question is, how, as a woman, how do you deal with just meeting someone? And nowadays it's internet dating. So you've met somebody, maybe they've messaged you, they've DM'd you, maybe you're on Black People Meet, maybe you're on Plenty of Fit, whatever. How do you know if the person is true in their intentions or they just want to have sex?
A lot of that goes back to taking your time. If this person is willing to wait to have sex with you and willing to, have conversation. Like I tell anybody, anybody could just have sex. It's just an act. Right. But if they're willing to have these long conversations, most of the time, if they just want you for sex, they'll talk to you for a minute. They're not going to have long, drawn-out conversations with you. Meaningful, not meaningless, meaningful conversations. You'll know by taking your time. You can't just people just hop into the bed because they're saying that's going to make him like me. That's going to make him want to be with me. But is that going to make you want to be with yourself?
That's interesting.
After you just hop into bed with some random to have meaningless sex to say I got it, he gonna want to be with me because my sex is good.
So is everybody else's. Right?
Exactly. But that's a lot of women's mentality.
How do we break that mentality? I mean, I think you started talking about it. You said you have to love yourself more and know that you are worth more than just meaningless sex, or you are worth more than, honestly, just getting played.
Yeah. Yeah. But a lot of people don't take the time. I say that to say when I was in my 20s, I'm going to say, I had to take the time for me where I stopped calling my girlfriends, stopped calling my friends that I had, and I sat alone at peace, be still. And I had to take the time to learn to love me because at one point I loved somebody more than I loved myself. And I wasn't of Shontel, I was of him. So she's such and such baby mama, such and such girlfriend, such and such whatever. But I had my own identity. But it was clouded over an individual. And not because of the accomplishments I've made, because of who I was, because I was Jesse's daughter. It was of a man. So I had to take the time, and when I realized that I love somebody more than I love myself, and I allowed certain things from this individual, I had to sit back and look at myself. I took the time to look at myself, cut all friends off, cut everything off, and I sat alone because the only person at the end of the day that can help you is God. Your friends will tell you, girl, if it was me, I would. You should have. But are you looking at them in their relationships and their situations? Do they do what they tell you you should do?
Probably not.
For the most part, no. So for me, that was a turning point for me. I listened to everything y'all say, but when I'm looking at you in your situation, you're allowing certain things to go on. You're doing certain things, and that wasn't good enough for me. So I said, only person I can turn to that's going to be real and be able to help me is God. So I sat alone, no friends, anything, and sat in peace, be still, and let him work on me. And that's when I learned to love myself and to value myself, because nobody else ain't gonna do it if you don't do it if you don't have it for yourself. Ain't nobody gonna love and respect you. You have to love and respect yourself, which means love yourself enough to know that you don't deserve to be cheated on, that you don't deserve to be hit, that you don't deserve to be talked to a certain type of way. Respecting yourself is I'm respecting myself enough to not allow you to do that. Most of our problems we allow, and then we play victim.
Ooh, child, honey, listen.
You can't be a victim if you allowing certain things to happen, but that's where it goes into sitting back, learning what you deserve. And no, you can't talk to me that way.
Right.
No, you can't. No, I'm not going to stand for you cheating on me. When you love yourself enough, it's literally you be able to walk away, hurt and all. It's killing me, but I got to go because I love me more. I will hurt more being with you, trying to work through this with you, than to be hurting for a little while to get over you. I'd rather hurt getting over you than hurt and staying with you. And because I stayed, you're going to do it again. So I'm just going to feel it all over again. But when I leave and get over you, the hurt is gone. One day you're going to just wake up and the pain is gone. And people are scared to go through that process. It's a process. Life is a process. And it's things that we're supposed to do as we're going through that process, but because we're afraid of that future of, the present of what's going to happen because I let go. They're afraid of the hurt. I don't want to feel this pain. I don't want to see him with somebody else. I don't want to, I can't stand the thought of him having sex with somebody else. All these things are playing in their head, so it makes them stay.
Interesting. I had a scenario where I was talking to a guy, and I'm going to tell you that I think he had a double life. I don't know for sure, but as a woman, my instincts told me he had a double life. Do you know I asked him, why don't you love me?
Mm.
I asked him why he don't love me. Why do you treat me this way? Why don't you love me? Why would I? That just goes to show you that I didn't have self-love.
You didn't have self-love. And you want to know what his reason would have been? It was because you allowed me to. You allowed me to. You stayed. Every time I did something, you stayed. Every time I cheated on you, you stayed. And like I tell women today, right now, I'll never tell anybody to leave their relationship. If you love them, you love them. Do what you feel that's best for you. But what I will say is that if your man cheats on you, he don't know that you only plan on leaving for a couple of weeks. But as far as he know, you're leaving him. You're done. You can't take it. If you get up and leave and show him what it's like without you, the hurt of you really being gone, it'll make him think twice the next time think about doing cheating on you again. But if you stay, that's like, yeah, okay, babe, you promise you're not going to do it again? You promise don't do it, please don't hurt me no more? But you stay.
Why do we as women accept less than what we deserve? I'll tell you what happened with that scenario. So after me asking him, why don't you love me or whatever, I saw him one last time. And I remember this like it was yesterday, and it was years ago. I had made lasagna, right? I made a pan for the house, and I made a pan for him to take with him. And he said to me, and this is weird, but I remember it like it was yesterday. He said to me, okay, I'm on my way to pick up the lasagna. And he never showed up to pick up the lasagna. And do you know, from that moment, all the stuff that had happened, I didn't accept that. But it was something that day I was fed up. I had slaved over a stove. I had made lasagna, and you were a no-show. I never spoke to him again. I saw the phone ringing. I didn't answer. I think a text message at the time had come through. I didn't respond. I deleted it. That was my defining moment, a lasagna.
And sometimes that's all it takes. It don't take that one big thing to hit you upside the head. Actually, most of the time, it is the small thing that make you say, this man really don't love me. He really don't. If I sat here and did this, and I took my time, put love into this, and he didn't want to receive it, that hurts more than the cheating. You understand? Sometimes it's not the big things. It could be one little small thing that's your breaking point. And I say, stay until you're done. Don't be at this place where I'm leaving today, but I'm coming back. I'm leaving today, but I'm coming back. Deal with what you can deal with, and because when you go, you're gone for good. Don't do the leaving and coming back, because that's just setting the stage.
Like, oh, she'll just be back. Oh, she'll be back. She'll be back. She just saying she leaving me. She ain't leaving me. She loves me. She ain't coming back.
She coming back. You setting the stage. Everything in our life, we set a stage. How we go begin our relationship, that's why it's important. Start it the way you want it to finish. When you go into your relationship, you set your standards. You say right then what you want, what you need, and what you deserve. Let him know. So he can't say he don't know. I'm an open book. You can open the book, skim through the pages, or you can read the pages. But at the end of the day, you'll never say you didn't know. Because I told you, I showed you, and I helped you along the way. I let you know when I'm not feeling what you're doing, but you have to let them know. And most of us don't let them know. We allow and we let them do what they do. I'm hurt, but I'm going to stay. I'm hurt, but I'm going to stay. Don't do that. But you're not saying it in a way with conviction. You are not going to treat me this way because I don't have to deal with this. And when a man know that you got your own, you came in it with your own, and when you leave, you leaving with your own, they treat you different. But if they give you everything, they think they made you, oh, she ain't going nowhere. They're going to treat you just how they want to.
Listen, I know way too many people that have those type of scenarios that don't know when enough is enough.
When enough is enough.
But at the same time, it's like you remember those happy moments and you remember, the good times that you had, and you want to have faith. You want to hope that those moments the good outweighs the bad, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally feel like if it's bad, it's probably going to continue to be bad, or if not worse.
And it is. It don't get once you start allowing things to happen. It ain't you. They did this to you. You did. They continue to do this to you. No, it's you continue to allow them to do this. Because at some point, if just like with a dog, if you don't teach them different, if you keep allowing them to do what they do, they're gonna continue to piss in the house. Mm-hmm. If you don't take them out and do
it's funny how you compare them to a dog.
oh gosh, but I was trying to think of another one.
I know you
but really, that's just like with anybody, even as far as with a woman. If a woman is treating a man bad and he continues to let her and keep going back and keep trying to patch it up and fix it, she's going to continue to do it because she can. Because you're not doing anything about it.
Right. That's why you're allowing her to treat you this way.
Yes, you're teaching her how to treat you. That's why I tell somebody, pack your stuff, leave. He gonna think you going for good. You know you just going for 2 weeks, but you make him think that you're gone. Let him feel that emptiness, and if he love you, he gonna do what he got to do to get you back. But as long as you stay, and you don't give no consequences for the things that somebody do, they will continue to do as they do. Mm. Make them think you're leaving. Make them feel that loss. Oh my God, I'm really about to lose her. She's gone. Oh, she's not taking my phone calls. Oh, I can't find her. Make him feel it. Because if you don't, you're gonna happen again.
And my thing is, if they don't fight for you,
they didn't want it anyway. If you walk away from a person, I'll tell somebody quick. If you want to know if somebody wants you more sooner than later, walk away. When they do you wrong, finally walk away. Because if they really want you, they're going to come and get you. And they're going to do what they got to do to keep you. But if they just be like, well, you left, so I just thought she didn't want it. He didn't want it anyway.
Wow.
You have to be able. That's something I learned. I remember being in a situation that, and it was a situation, I call them situations, of a year and a half or something like that. And it got to a point to where, at that point, I felt like I probably wanted a little more, but I felt like he was kind of, stagnant, stuck or whatever. And I got to a point where I said, I love me more. This situation ain't going nowhere. I love you, and I know you love me, but the situation is what it is right now. So, and I'm having, I'm feeling some type of way. I'm not happy with it. So I have to leave for me. And I walked away. And his thing was, how do you just walk away from somebody that you love and that loves you? Because I love me more. Mm-hmm. I'm not happy. And if it's not look like it's going anywhere, or if it's not going anywhere, I don't want to be in it just to be in it. So we as women have to learn to walk away. It ain't got to be forever. But the best way to find out if somebody wants you or not is to leave.
Well said. Well said. So I have a question for you. If you are married or in a relationship and you want to spice up your relationship, like maybe you've hit a rough patch, or maybe it's not cheating or anything like that, but maybe it's just life. Life has gotten, you grow, you may grow apart. Mm-hmm. How do you keep freshness in your marriage and in your relationships?
One, I feel like you need to talk about it. To each other, not to everybody else.
Right.
Because that's what we tend to do. We let everybody else know what the problem is before we let the person that really needs to know what the problem is. And you seek other options, not other people. You seek other, what else? Babe, start doing different things together. Not, because most of the time when you get to that crossroad is one person going this way doing their thing and this person going their way doing their thing. There's never going to be no cohesiveness when you both going in different directions. You have to kind of walk through it together. Babe, let's try to figure out different things that we can do together, to bring some type of excitement back into your relationship. Making a date night to bring some type of togetherness back into your relationship. I say you spice it up, sis. Great
plug and great segue.
Have either or. Get a room, fix it up, make it, customize it just to that person's liking, and show them a great time that night. Go and enjoy the room. Just it's different things that you can do to spice a relationship up. The most important part is that you both have to want it. Both people have to want it. Yeah, I could want my relationship. I could want to spice it up because I see it's dead or whatever. But if somebody else, if the next person is somewhere else mentally,
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. If they left mentally, it's not going to work anyway. So the first thing is you have to find out if this person is on board for the long haul or if they're already gone.
And you do that by communicating?
By communicating. And we see, it's subliminal messages. That's another topic of mine, that people send subliminal messages. And you choose to, what they saying, either you're going to look over what they saying or make excuses for what they're really saying, or you're going to, I like to know what you're really saying. So a man could say, I really love you, and I really want to be I really love you, but I'm not ready to be in a relationship with right now.
I think a lot of men say that, and we don't hear that.
But we don't hear that. That's why this is where my point of subliminal messages. He's saying what he got to say to keep you there, but he's making it known that this is not where I'm still looking. I'm still searching. I don't feel that you're the one for me. I'm still looking, but I'm enjoying you right now. I enjoy it.
That's a hard pill to swallow.
But you know what? We got to learn to start opening our eyes and opening our ears. Never mind your heart, because your heart will have you in a place where it's hard to get out of. Easy to get into, but hard to get out of. You got to listen. You got to pay attention. I pay attention. It took me one person to learn so many things about myself, about men, about life, period. Because I'm a type of person, I like to learn what, I don't like to keep going through it over, bumping my head over and over and over again, because I learned that life is a process. In order to get to the next level, you have to learn from where you've been. And if you never get that, you continue to run into the same situation over.
That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same things, thinking you're going to have a different outcome.
No, you're not. Because you didn't learn what you needed to learn because you played victim. And you're still playing victim.
Boy, is this a reality check for some, I'm sure.
So you never got what you needed to get. You never sat down and said, okay, God, what was I supposed to get out of this? I know that this happened for a reason. Because everything happened for a reason. What did I do wrong? And wrong don't mean me going out cheating, me going out doing, not cleaning, cooking. What did I allow to happen to me? What did I allow for somebody to do to me? So now I am selfish sometimes. You have to take accountability for your own actions, for the small parts that you did have to do within the demise of whatever situation you was in. What did I? Okay, I wasn't available emotionally. Or, you got to be able to accept your own responsibility and things that you contributed. But and then saying, okay, now what am I supposed to get out of this? And take the time alone, not going from one person and doing transference. That's not going to help. Transference, because once you get out of this situation with this individual, okay, you hurt, but I'm just trying to get over this. I don't want to think about this. I don't want to hurt anymore. So you go and meet somebody else, transfer that baggage and hurt over here. Then once this individual, because you're not full, you're not able to give this person everything, and he already can peep that you are half anyway, because the other half is over there still in your situation. So now he don't want to be bothered. Now what happens? You're going through the pain of the first situation you left, compiling this other pain. So now you questioning yourself. Why me?
Right.
What happened to me? I'm not woman enough. What did I do? No, what you didn't do is take the time to process your first situation and get past your first situation. You got to get past your first situation before you can go and be whole for anybody and get what you deserve from anybody. God will give you something. He'll give you somebody. But who's to say it ain't gonna be, who's to say it's the person that's for you? You want to pray for the person that's for you. You don't want, I just want somebody, okay, here, there you go.
But you might be bumping your head again.
You bumping your head again. So the lesson for me was taking the time to myself, learning me, getting to know myself, learning to love myself before I go. I don't want to be baggage for somebody else. I want to be a contribution. Mm-hmm. I don't want to take away from, I don't want to be a liability. So I got to deal with me and my own stuff before I bring somebody else into my situation, to my life, or even go into somebody else's, because I don't want to bring problems to you. That's not the goal, and that's not what a real woman, nor does a person that a person that want best for another individual. You know, you got a bunch of baggage and a bunch of hurt and everything else. Why would you go to somebody else broken? Because then they're going to have to fix you. Then they're going to feel more superior because they fixed you. They think they fixed you. Then they're going to feel like you owe them. They owe you. You owe them something. Then you just back in a whole nother situation where you still have and actually depleted.
Wow. Where were you when I needed you years ago? With
Girl,
this advice and giving this confidence. So Shontel, how can people get in touch with you? If they want to book you, if they want to talk to you, if they want you to come in and spice up their life.
Well, I have a Spice It Up Sis page on Facebook, and I have a Spice It Up Sis page on Instagram.
Okay. So you can reach Shontel at Spice It Up Sis on Facebook and Spice It Up Sis on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Shontel, I thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for this enlightening conversation. And I know that the listeners will find this beneficial, and I hope that people really start to realize that you can't jump around from relationships without healing first, because that's really the most important thing.
Yes. Self-love.
Self-love. So we can spice it up all we want, but not if you don't have self-love.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I just want to get into our affirmation for the week. So you're going to repeat this daily. I let go of what needs to go. I love myself. I accept myself, and I am worthy. It's I let go of what needs to go. I love myself. I accept myself, and I am worthy. And I think that that is very fitting for today's conversation.
Yes, very.
So I will put that up on Instagram, the Woman Within You's Instagram page. I will put that up on Facebook on the Woman Within You's Facebook page. Also on the website, www.thewomanwithinyou.com. And I thank you so much for listening. You can always contact Shontel via Facebook or Instagram at Spice It Up Sis. She is available to speak to you, or if you want some spice in your life. And secretly, I hope my husband doesn't listen to this podcast. I'm going to be using her. But I thank you so much for joining us today. And remember, you are strong, you are fearless, and most of all, you are beautiful. Enjoy your week.